I never thought I'd be that guy, the one who ends up in a thread sharing his mess of a relationship. But here I am, with my stomach twisted into knots, trying to make sense of what I just uncovered. I want to get this out somewhere, maybe get some validation or maybe just vent. Either way, I need to tell someone because what I found has knocked the wind out of me. It started a few weeks ago when I noticed her phone kept vibrating on the nightstand at odd hours. She'd always been pretty secretive about her messages, but lately she'd be quick to hide her screen or turn away when I got near. I thought maybe it was just work stuff or some old friends catching up. I didn't push yet, but then last night I caught the slip-up. I was sitting on the couch, watching TV, and she was in the kitchen. I glanced over at her phone, as I sometimes do when I get the chance, and I saw a message notification pop up. It wasn't anything really explicit, but it was enough to catch my attention. It said, "Can't wait to see you tonight. Everything is set, just keep your end of the deal." My stomach dropped. Deal? What deal? I felt my throat tighten like I'd swallowed a rock. I waited until she came back with a glass of water. She didn't seem suspicious, just normal, but I was already going over what I saw. I looked down at her phone while she was distracted, and I saw a string of messages. They were from her childhood best friend, Tom. They'd been talking for months, I guess, maybe longer. But the last few messages sent a shiver down my spine. It was clear she was planning to leave me to run off with Tom after I paid for his surgery. That was the real shocker. I had paid for Tom's surgery last month. He's been struggling with a serious health issue, and I stepped in because I genuinely wanted to help. I'd done a lot for her, too, bought her gifts, taken her on trips, trusted her with everything. And now I find out she's been planning to ditch me for the guy I helped, all behind my back. I kept quiet last night, just staring at the screen while my mind spun. I'd never felt so betrayed. She was right there, oblivious to my discovery. I wanted to scream, to shake her and ask what the hell she thought she was doing. Instead, I just sat there, palms sweaty, heart pounding like I'd run a marathon. The worst part? I knew I had to do something. Ignoring it wasn't an option anymore. This morning, I woke up with a plan forming. I needed to find out how deep this went. Was she just talking, or was there a real plan in motion? I got into her phone again, looked through her messages with a sharper eye. There were more clues, messages about how she'd leave, how she was waiting for the right moment, how Tom promised her everything she'd ever wanted. I could feel my blood boiling. I decided I had to confront her directly. This wasn't going to be a quiet discovery. I wanted answers, and I knew I wouldn't get them gently. I also started thinking about revenge, how to make her regret ever crossing me. I didn't want to be petty, but I also wasn't about to let her get away with this. I looked around the house, trying to find something that would tip her off if I decided to act. I found her phone charger, her personal journal she never thought I'd read, and even her secret stash of gift cards hidden away. Everything felt like pieces of a puzzle I needed to piece together before I made my move. Tonight, I'll finally confront her. I'll tell her I saw everything. But I've also got a plan, something that will hit her where it counts without crossing into outright violence. I want her to feel the sting of betrayal, the weight of what she's about to lose. And when I'm done, she'll know I'm not the fool she thought I was. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen next. Part of me hopes she admits everything and ends it. The other part, well, I'm ready for a fight. Either way, I'll be watching her, waiting for the moment to strike back. And to be honest, I've never felt this kind of fury before. It's a cold, sharp edge, and I intend to use it. Tonight's the night I finally confront her. I've been packing around the house all afternoon, feeling like my insides are tied in knots. My stomach keeps fluttering with that sick mix of anger and disappointment. I've planned this out carefully, or at least I think I have. I want her to understand that I know everything, that I've caught her red-handed. No more hiding, no more pretending. I set my phone on the table with a quick glance at the time. It's just past 9. She's in the shower right now, or so I assume. I can hear the water running. That's good. It gives me a few minutes. I know I shouldn't do this, but I can't help myself. I grab her phone, unlock it with the code I've known forever, and scroll through her messages again. I want to be sure I'm not missing anything. There's a conversation she's been having tonight with Tom, the one that's the real nail in the coffin. It's not just casual. It's plans. They're talking about meeting tomorrow, about her leaving, about how they're going to start fresh somewhere far away. She's even joking about how she can't wait to leave this life behind, all while I'm sitting here playing the fool. My hand clenches into a fist. I can feel my pulse pounding in my ears. "You little," I whisper under my breath. I want to scream, but I hold it in. Instead, I scroll further and I see her texting him a photo of her packing a bag. A clear message: "I'm ready to go. I made a decision. I'm not going to be passive anymore. If she's already setting the wheels in motion to leave me, I'll make sure she regrets it. I need to do something, anything that shows her I'm serious. I can't just sit here and take it." I start gathering a few things I'll need. I slip my phone into my pocket, grab her keys, the ones I paid for, and slip out of the house quietly. I don't want her to hear me. I don't want her to suspect I've figured out her secret. I move swiftly into the night, feeling the cool air hit my face sharper than ever. The plan starts to take shape. I know I can't just blow up her scheme outright. That would be too obvious, too reckless. Instead, I decide to set a trap. I'll let her think she's in the clear, that her plan is safe, but I'll be watching, waiting for the right moment. She's so focused on her escape, she's not even considering what I might be up to. First, I head to the place where she's been hiding some of her stuff, a little storage unit near our apartment. I find the old journal she's kept over the years, filled with childhood memories and secrets she's never shared. I grab it, knowing it's a piece of her she's never shown anyone. It's a symbol of who she really is, and I want her to feel that I have it too. Next, I go to her phone's cloud account and download every message, every photo. I want the proof, the undeniable evidence of her betrayal. I want her to realize that I've done my homework. While I'm at it, I text her best friend Tom a simple message: "We need to talk, now." Maybe he'll get the hint, or maybe he'll realize she's been playing him too. I return home, my heart pounding hard enough that I can feel it in my fingertips. I hide her phone in a place she'll never think to look, a drawer in the bedroom. Behind some old shirts. It's subtle but effective. Now she's walking into a trap she won't see coming. As I settle into watching her from the shadows, I feel a strange calm settle over me. I've been angry, yes, but now it's more like a cold resolve. This isn't just about catching her, it's about sending a message. She messed with the wrong person. I hear her footsteps approaching the bedroom. She's probably wondering where I am, what I've been doing all evening. I brace myself. When she opens that door, everything changes. I finally confront her with what I've found, with what she's been planning behind my back. And I wonder, will she deny it? Will she try to lie her way out? Or will she finally admit the truth? Either way, I'll be ready. Because once she steps into that room, I'm going to make sure she understands exactly how much she's lost. Her footsteps stop just outside the bedroom door. I can hear her breathing, shallow and quick, like she's trying to stay calm. My palms are slick with sweat, but I keep my hands at my sides, clenching into fists to keep my nerves in. Check, it's now or never. She pushes the door open, trying to act casual, but her eyes flicker when she sees me sitting there waiting. I don't say a word at first, I just stare. She shifts, looks away, then finally asks, "What do you want?" I lean forward slightly, my voice low and steady, but with enough bite to cut through the silence. "I want to know what's going on. I've seen the messages, the plans you've been making with Tom about leaving me. Remember that surgery I paid for? The one you said was just a favor." Her face blanches. She tries to brush past it, acting like I'm overreacting. "It's not what it looks like. You're misunderstanding." "No," I cut her off sharply. "You're leaving me for him after everything I did for you. After I paid for that surgery that helped your friend. You thought I wouldn't find out. You thought I'd never see these messages." She stammers, her voice trembling. "It's not like that. We're just friends. I didn't mean to hurt you." I shake my head, feeling the rage bubble up. "Friends? You've been planning to run off with him, right? You're so eager to leave, you're packing your bags as I'm sitting here. That's what all those texts are about. How much more do you think I didn't see?" Her eyes dart around and she's trying to come up with some excuse, some way out, but I've heard enough. I stand up slowly, feeling the weight of betrayal crashing over me. "I wanted to believe in us. I paid for his surgery, I trusted you. But it turns out I was just a fool." She's silent for a moment, then whispers, "I didn't want you to find out like this. I was planning to tell you eventually." "Eventually is too late," I snap. "You've been planning to leave for months, All while I was being nice, being generous, and you think I'll just let that slide. Her face crumples and suddenly she looks vulnerable like a trapped animal. Please, don't do this. I never meant to hurt you. I was lost, confused. I didn't know how to tell you I wanted more. That's when I know it's time to turn the tables. I've been patient enough. Now it's about making her understand she's not walking away scot-free. I've got your phone, I say flatly, reaching into my pocket. Her eyes widen in alarm. I saw everything, every message, every plan, and I've made a copy of it all. You're not going anywhere until we settle this. She backs away, her hands trembling. You're not serious. Oh, I am, I interrupt sharply. And here's how it's going to go. You're going to stay here tonight. We're going to talk, and tomorrow I decide what comes next. She stares at me, tears pooling in her eyes. Please don't do this, I love you. I snort bitterly. Love, that's funny. You just planned to leave me for that guy after I helped him. That's not love, that's betrayal. Her voice breaks. I never wanted to hurt you, I swear I never did. I take a step closer, voice cold. You can cry all you want. It doesn't change anything. Tomorrow I'll show you what happens when trust is broken, and you'll learn that betrayal has consequences. She collapses onto the bed, sobbing. I turn away, feeling the surge of fury and heartbreak. I don't want to be that guy who loses everything. I want her to know I'm serious. I want her to feel the weight of her choices. Tonight I've set the stage. Tomorrow I'll act. I already know what I'm going to do. She might think she's running away, but I'll make sure she pays one way or another. As I leave the room, I glance back at her, trembling in her tears. And I think this is just the beginning. The morning hits harder than I expected. I wake up feeling drained, like I've been fighting a war in my sleep. My mind keeps circling around what I uncovered last night, replaying her tears and her desperate pleas. But I know I can't go back now. The game started and I'm in deep. I decide to go through with the plan I've been mapping out all night, the one she's not expecting. I want her to feel the full force of what she's done without crossing over into outright violence. I sit at the kitchen table, meticulously laying out my next moves. Every detail matters. First, I make a copy of all her messages, her photos, even the stuff she thought was hidden in her journal. I want everything in my hands. Then I prepare a little bag with some essentials. Nothing malicious, just enough to make her realize this isn't a game anymore. I want her to understand that I'm serious. While I'm at it, I take her keys, her phone, and a few other things I know she'll find useful. I slip her keys into my pocket, then hide her phone in a drawer. I want her to think she's got some time, that she can still pretend everything's normal. But I know better. She's already stuck in her own trap. She comes down for breakfast, her face swollen from crying. She looks at me like I'm about to launch into something. I decide to let her stew a little. My voice is calm but cold when I speak. Sit down, I say. We need to talk. She hesitates, then slowly sits across from me, avoiding my gaze. I can see the panic in her eyes. Good, that's what I want. You've been planning this since last night, I start. I know about Tom, about how you're leaving after I paid for his surgery. Do bother denying it, I saw everything. Her voice cracks. I didn't mean for it to go this far, I was just confused. I thought I loved him. Love, I laugh bitterly, that's a joke. You're just scared to be alone, so you're running off with someone who's just as selfish as you. She looks like she wants to say something, but she's too afraid. I keep going. I don't want to hear your excuses. I've had enough. You're not going anywhere with him. And you're not leaving me for some fairy tale you're already planning behind my back. You think I'd let that happen? She finally breaks, tears streaming down her face. Please, I didn't mean to hurt you. I don't know what I was thinking. I lean forward, voice sharp. Here, what's going to happen? You're going to stay here. You're going to tell Tom it's over. And when I say it's done, you're going to pack your things, not to run away, but to leave this house and never come back. Her eyes widen. You're serious, dead serious, I say. I've got your phone, your messages, everything. You've been caught, and I'm done playing nice. If you think you're leaving me for some guy, you've got another thing coming. I slide her phone across the table. You want to talk about betrayal? This is just the start. I've got the proof right here, and I'm not giving it up until I see you walk out that door forever. She looks at her phone, trembling, then at me. You're really going to do this? I am, I answer, voice low and determined. And I suggest you start packing. Because when you leave, I want you to remember what you lost. She finally nods, wiping her tears, defeated. I stand up, feeling that strange mix of relief and rage. This isn't over, not yet, but I've taken the first step. As she begins gathering her things, I realize I'm not just ending a relationship. I'm tearing down a lie she built around herself. Whatever comes next, I know I won't be the fool in this story anymore. I'll be the one in control, and that feels oddly liberating, even if I can't quite believe I'm doing it. Tonight, she'll leave. And once she's gone, I'll decide what's next for me. But for now, I'm just glad she's finally leaving the illusion behind. The house feels eerily quiet now, like the silence after a storm. She's gone to pack her things, and I sit on the sofa, staring blankly at the doorway she just walked through. My mind keeps spinning, replaying everything I just said, every moment she looked caught, every tear she shed. For the first time in years, I feel something close to clarity, like I've finally cut through the fog of betrayal. I've made my decision. No more guessing, no more waiting for her to come to her senses. I've got her keys, her phone, and enough evidence to make sure she doesn't try to spin her way out of this. I want to feel angry, but mostly, I just feel exhausted, like I've been running a marathon without even realizing I was racing. I hear her footsteps in the bedroom, soft and hesitant. She's probably sitting on the bed trying to figure out what's next. I decide I'm done waiting. I walk over and stand in the doorway. She looks up at me, eyes red and swollen, filled with a mix of guilt and desperation. "You're really leaving," I say quietly, more to myself than her. "After all I did for you, after everything." She sniffles and nods. "I thought maybe I could fix this. Maybe I could stay if you just listen." I shake my head, feeling a cold edge creep into my voice. "No, it's over. I've seen enough. I know what you're planning, and I'm tired of pretending you're innocent. You've been planning this behind my back for months. While I paid for Tom's surgery, while I trusted you, you were already looking for a way out." Her lips tremble, but she doesn't speak. She knows she's lost, at least for now. "I want you to leave tonight," I say. "I want you gone. I don't want to see your face again until you're out that door. And when you do leave, you're not coming back, not ever." Her shoulders shake as tears roll down her cheeks. "Please don't do this. I still love you." The words hit me like a punch to the gut. Love. She's only just now realizing she's been caught. I look her straight in the eyes and feel nothing but coldness. "You lied to me every step of the way," I say. "You betrayed everything we had. And if you think I'm going to let you walk away without consequences, you're dead wrong." I reach into my pocket and pull out the envelope I prepared earlier. Inside are the copies of her messages, the photos I took, everything I wanted her to see. I slide it across the table to her. "Here, what you've been hiding," I say. "And here's what's going to happen next. You're going to take this and you're going to leave. You're going to go somewhere far away and you're never going to come back, because I'm done being your fool." She picks up the envelope slowly, eyes fixed on the papers inside. Her hands are trembling, but she finally nods, accepting her defeat. "Fine," she whispers, voice barely audible. "I'll leave." I step back, feeling a strange mix of relief and emptiness. I want her out of my life, and damn it, I deserve that much. I feel the weight lift even as a dull ache remains. As she starts gathering her things, I grab her keys, those I paid for, that I trusted she'd never misuse. I hold them in my palm for a moment, then slide them across the table to her. "Here," I say, "take your keys and don't bother coming back. You've made your choice." She looks at me, eyes filled with regret and pain, then nods once more. I hand her an envelope with the evidence I've compiled, with the hope that it'll serve as a reminder of how badly she's betrayed herself. She leaves quietly, the door closing behind her with a faint click that echoes louder in my ears than I expected. I watch her walk away, clutching her bag and that envelope, and I realize I've finally taken control of my life again. I sit back down on the sofa, feeling the emptiness settle in. No more pretending, no more lies. It's over. And honestly, it's the first time I've felt like I might actually start healing. I've learned something important. When someone betrays you, the best revenge isn't revenge at all, it's walking away with your dignity intact. That's the real power. And from here, I plan to reclaim mine. The house feels even quieter than before, almost suffocating in its silence. I sit alone in the living room, staring at the empty doorway where she just walked out. The air is thick with a strange mixture of relief and emptiness, like I've just exhaled after holding my breath for too long. Its strange clarity is settling in, but so is a deep ache I can't quite shake. I watch her walk away through the window, her figure small and hurried, clutching her bag like she's escaping something she can't face. I feel the weight of everything I did last night, all the planning, all the nights of sleepless anger. It was worth it. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I refused to be a fool anymore. She thought she could betray me and walk free. Well, she's learned differently. I pick up the envelope I left on the table, the one filled with her messages, her photos, all the proof I compiled, the evidence I wanted her to see. It's a symbol now of how I fought for myself, of the boundaries I finally set. I knew she'd try to spin her way out of it, act like she was innocent, like she hadn't planned all along. But I don't care anymore. That chapter's closed. The house is still. I hear nothing but the faint hum of the refrigerator, the distant sounds of traffic outside. My heart is pounding, but not with anger, with a strange sense of peace. I feel lighter, like the heavy weight of doubt and betrayal has been lifted. I'm not perfect, but I'm free from her lies. I walk over to the front door, take a deep breath, and gently close it behind her. It's done. No more strings attached, no more secrets. Just a house, a man, and a quiet resolve to rebuild what's left of his life. I realize I've been given a gift, a second chance if I want it. I grab a bottle of water and sit back down. My hands are still shaky, but my mind is clearer. I think about everything I've learned. How easy it is to trust, how quickly that trust can be broken, and how devastating betrayal feels when it's so close to home. But I also see the power in walking away, in choosing dignity over pain. That's what I want others to remember. When someone you love shatters your trust, you don't have to burn everything down. Sometimes the best revenge is just walking away, knowing you're better off without them. Because the moment you reclaim your peace, you win, even if it doesn't feel like it right away. Looking around the empty house, I feel a strange sense of hope. It's not the kind of hope you get from fairy tale endings. It's the quiet hope that next time I'll be more cautious, that I'll put myself first, that I'll never again let someone's betrayal define what's left of me. And as I stand up, I realize one thing for sure: I've taken back my life today. The house is silent, but I feel a new rhythm in my step, a rhythm of strength and self-preservation. I was betrayed, I was angry, but I'm still standing. And now I get to decide what comes next. The keys I handed her are right here in my pocket. I don't need them anymore. I don't need her. What I need is to move forward, rebuild, and finally believe that I deserve better. I'm done with the pain. I choose me, and that's all that matters now.